Alright guys, welcome to another Maintenance Monday.
Yay.
Excited to do some work here. We're going to send her up to Mass today.
Yep.
So that'll be fun. We'll try to get a drone shot of that too. But, so we recently got a new spinnaker from Precision Sails, so thank you so much guys. You can check out their link below. And we're going to order some new sails for them too, because these sails are a bit older. They're in decent shape, but you know, while we can get sails easily and we're just going to go ahead and get a new mainsail for sure, possibly a new head sail. Kind of a cool thing we thought we'd do as the Maintenance Monday is teach you how to measure
Sail.
a sail.
Yay.
So we just basically printed these off from precisionsails.com. It's pretty simple. They have all kind of YouTube videos showing how to do it, and we're actually going to do that too, show you how to do it. So,
Here we go.
You ready to go up the mast?
Going up, yep. What is this, round 3 for me?
I think, yeah, third time you've been up.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is measure for the head sail.
Yeah, so it's pretty simple here to follow along on the directions. There's two ways you can do it. You can actually lower the head sail, because we got it on a furler. You can see that there. And so you have to measure the head, the height there. And so what you can take the sail down, or you can just send somebody up the mast. So that's what we're gonna do. But what you need in order to measure is one of these. Get it at Home Depot, like 20 bucks, $25. And one key piece of advice is if you are sending this up the mast to measure or something like that, tie another line onto that halyard, because these things can break. You know, the little lines, they're pretty strong, but after a while they get a little corroded and all that, and they can break. So then the last thing you want is your halyard stuck up there, and then you got to send somebody else up on one halyard to fix it. So tie a line to it so you can retrieve it. There you go.
The first step is measuring the furling drum height.
Yep, so we have our furling drum down here, and so the tack is the forward point of the sail on the foot of the sail. That's the tack. So it attaches right here, so that's the tack, and then we measure down to where it connects to the boat down there. So we are going to measure that now.
Number 1 on this illustration shows where your measuring points are.
All right, so we measured the furling drum height. How was that?
25 inches.
25 inches. Now gets the fun part, is we're going to send you up the mast.
Yay!
All right. All right, so there's 2 points I need to send her up the mast to measure for. Basically, she's going to hold the tape to the shackle that holds the head of the sail to the top up there. So we're going to send her up the mast. We could have lowered the head sail and then send it, you know, just attach this to that shackle and send it back up. But this is more fun.
This is more fun. It's a tanning opportunity.
It's kind of overcast, but...
And I get to go all the way to the tippy top. We haven't done that yet.
Oh, you haven't?
I haven't gone all the way to the tippy top.
Okay, so important here is we've got 2 lines. We've got her main... What we're going to do all the lifting on is the spinnaker halyard, right? We're going on the forward side of the mast. We also have a safety line, which would be the main halyard. So we have 2 points there, so that just in case one breaks or something like that happens, we're okay.
You don't want to drop her.
I don't want to drop her. Might make a mess on the boat.
I just don't want to cast.
Okay, let's do this.
Both the halyards have clutch locks just for extra safety. Every 2 or 3 feet, I'd pull in the slack on the main halyard. After reviewing the drone footage, I noticed that Laura was actually measuring from the wrong spot, so we'll have to do it again, but these illustrations show where you're supposed to take the measurements from.
I'm back.
Okay, the rest of the distances we're measuring are a lot easier. We just gotta measure the water line on the bow and the water line midships here. So we'll measure that, and then we gotta, you know, measure for the jib sheets and all that. So
The waterline measurements are pretty easy. Just one at the bow, and one at the chain plate. Of course, it can be a little fun if your partner's up to some hijinks.
jerk. 4 feet 2 inches.
Now we have a couple of easy measurements from the forestay to the mast.
Yep.
Okay.
So let's do that.
These measurements are pretty straightforward.
There you go. You ready? Got it? All right. So now we're gonna measure the jib sheet distance here from, you know, we got the Genoa track here, and so we want to measure to the forward distance and the aft distance. You good?
Yeah.
35 feet 6 inches.
Head sail's complete. Now it's on to the mainsail.
Yes, ma'am. Let's do it. Okay, so now we're just gonna measure the, we measure, what it wants is you just hook your measuring tape up to the main halyard. We got it there. And we're gonna go all the way to the top and you measure to the top of the boom. But just as in case, as a precaution, we have a safety line here, because if we're pulling this down, which we really don't want to pull on this too much, if that were to break, then our halyard's stuck at the top and we gotta go up there on the other halyard. So a safety line to bring down if we need to.
It'd be your turn to go up.
Right. Tight there, so we've got a measurement of 51 feet 7 inches. Okay, we're almost finished. There'll be a few other little minor things you need to measure, like your you know, you got to fill out your shackle type. Do you have a car type outhaul, or do you have a shackle? You answer those kind of questions, and shackle height and stuff like that. But the last two main things we got to measure is the distance from the mast to that outhaul, and then also from the mast to the backstay. And so we're just gonna measure those two, and we're finished. And then we'll fill in all the rest of the details on the paperwork. Pretty easy, don't you think? I mean, it probably took us more longer to set up all this camera gear and do all that than it has to measure.
It took you longer to pull me up the mast.
Well, yeah, it took me longer to pull her up the mat. What, are you trying to say you're heavy?
No, I'm just saying you need to work out.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. See what I'm dealing with here? No, I'm kidding. So we'll make those last two measurements, and then we're finished. And then we'll send it off to Precision Sales, and we'll get our sales.
Yay!
And I think they said 4 to 6 weeks.
Pretty sales.
Yeah. There we go.
Well, thank you for watching, and this channel is funded by viewers like you. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a week, and every little bit helps us to continue to make videos just like this.